All right, now hopping here inside the car. Over on the door, you've got unlock and lock for the whole car, all of your window controls, and then this button, when the little green light is on, will lock out power to everybody's window except for yours. And then here you've got memory seating. And what the memory seating does, it keeps memory of your seat with these adjustments right here, the steering wheel with this adjustment right here, and your side view mirrors with these adjustments right here, going to the left and to the right and moving that button around. And then when you get all of those three things set how you want, you hold the set button down with one finger and you push the other button with the other. You're holding both of them until you hear this beep. And then that just makes everything that you did into memory seating number 1, and you can do the same thing for memory seating number 2, so you can have 2 different drivers. Then over here, these are buttons that, this is called a headlight washer. They pop up and spray your front headlights. This turns off and on your traction control. You really want to leave your traction control on. That's a feature that actually keeps your wheels from spinning. And then right down below here, just going to back out so you see where I'm at, is your gas tank release. And then down here is your engine hood release. You just pull this really hard and it pops open your engine hood. Hop inside the car here. So if you remember what I told you before, when you guys drove the car, so it's smart key, so there's no place in the car to actually to actually put a key in. So you put your foot on the brake and you push the start button. When my foot's on the brake, the button turns green, so the car is ready. If I didn't have my foot on the brake and I pushed the button, it would be orange, and that would actually just turn on power to the center console here, like to listen to the radio. If I hit it a second time, it's going to turn on power to kind of like everything else in the car. So if you're ever I just show you this because if you're ever getting out of the car and you're leaving this button with a little red light on it, that means your accessories are on, and most likely the car will be dead by the time you get back in it, because it will not shut off the accessories. So that's just in accessory mode. But to start it, put your foot on the brake, the button turns green, push the start button, and the car will start. So then some things that we'll already have set up in the car: auto mode for your headlights, they'll turn off and on automatically. There'll be auto mode for your windshield wipers. We'll set that in auto mode as well. And then when they're in auto mode, just like most intermittent modes that you've had, you can speed them up and slow them down with this little button right here. And then you turn the end of this for your rear windshield wiper. So again, this is the toggle to the right of the steering wheel, and then the headlights are the one to the left. This is some stuff here. On the left side are your audio controls. This is volume controls, and this is going to skip up and down to the next radio station or your next track on your CD. Mode is going to go from AM to FM to satellite radio to Bluetooth. It will just cycle through all of the things that you've got going on in your radio. And then on the right side is the buttons for your cell phone. This is picking up your phone and hanging up your phone. And this is a little button here that you can push that will just allow you access to a couple other different features that are right here in the instrument panel. And the features that actually will be already turned on are features that you'd want on anyway. Your parking sensors that are going to let you know when you're too close to things, if you're going forward or backwards at low speeds. They're on your bumpers. Blind spot monitor is going to light up in your side view mirrors when someone's driving in the blind spot. I know that was something that we talked about. And then second start, you most likely will not end up using the second start that much. What it does is actually start you out in second gear from a stop. You would use this in like really, really thick packed snow, or like driving up like a really steep incline when there is snow. But otherwise the four-wheel drive system is going to kick on and take care of you in all those situations. So then the other button that's right here is a voice command button, and when you push this,
please say a command,
it pulls this up, and most everything you can do by voice. You can say things about the navigation, things for your phone. We can program your home in here where you can just say go home, and I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. I just wanted to show you what that button on the steering wheel was for. I'm going to skip over the navigation system right this second. I'm just going to make you another quick video about that. I just want to show you the rest of the stuff in the car. So these are your climate controls. And if the climate was not on, so I'll actually just turn everything off, you could hit auto to turn it on, and the temperatures show up right down here at the bottom. They're also showing up in the screen because I have the climate screen on. And then when it's in auto though, when you set the temperature, the fans will kick off and on all by themselves, and they will decide how fast they want to blow. That's why I don't know if you can hear it in the car right now. It's blowing really fast. So if I want to lower the speeds, I can just by touching the touching the navigation screen because I hit the climate button here and it just makes that come up on the screen. But that kicks off my auto mode. So in auto mode, it's like the air conditioning at your house. You set the temperature, the fans kick off and on their own to keep the temperature at whatever you've picked. But if you want to manually adjust it, then you can just do that right here on the screen. This is the defroster for your front windshield, your rear windshield, and your side view mirrors. And then there's also air conditioning controls in the rear of the car that this would be lit up if they were turned on in the rear. And so that way you'd be able to turn them back off if there wasn't anybody sitting back there. And then you see if I'm pushing this button here, I've got a temperature on this side, and I'm pushing this button here, I've got a temperature on that side. So you can actually have different temperatures on either side of the car. And then a third temperature actually in the rear of the vehicle. The bottom part right here is part of your radio. So if the radio's off, you can just hit this, you can hit this button here and it turns it on. And if I'm not on the radio screen, it will just do this little drop down up at the top of whatever screen you're on, just to show you what you're in. But you've got an audio button over here and you can push that and this just shows you audio controls. These are programmed radio stations. You can hit source up here if you want to go from AM to FM, satellite, Bluetooth, auxiliary, and audio and visual and video stuff, and I'll show you in this little center console here where you can program those. But if you want to program a radio station here, all you do is just dial in the radio station with this knob over here, or use the up and down arrows. And then when you dial it in, I'm just going to get to 1011. So now I'm on it. So then if I want to put this radio station in memory, I just put my finger on one of the boxes and hold it. And then when you hear that beep, it just made the radio go right over to there. Some other things that you've also got on here are heated seats for both the passenger and the driver. And in the middle of it is off. If I have it scrolled where you see the blue, it's blowing air-conditioned air through the perforated holes in the leather. It actually blows up through the holes. And then if you've got it the other way where it's heating it, that's the heated seat part, and that it's actually just like a coil that just heats it. It doesn't actually blow it when it does the heated part. But air conditioning air will blow through it, and then the heat will just heat it like normal heated seats. And you've got them on both the passenger and the driver's side. Inside of here, this is just a little compartment that you just push forward, and it will slide open. And inside of here are plugs for USB plugs and auxiliary plugs, which were those other options that were in the audio. And then you also have like another 120 volt right there. Just like that. And then you just push that and it slides back open. Obviously this is your shifter. You want to keep it to the right in drive. Just like that. Otherwise if you're over here, it's going to let you manually shift. And if you're over there, it's going to show a number right here that lets you shift. But otherwise if I got it to the right, it's just going to be in D. So if you ever see a number there, just pull it over to the right unless you want to be manually shifting. And then this is a downhill. This button actually is an off-roading function. They're both kind of off-roading functions, but this is the one that controls your four-wheel drive. And I remember we had the conversation about this, about why that it's in high and that you could actually flip it down to low if you were like towing something or pulling something. But the reason why it's in high all the time is so that when it does kick on, if you need it, it's always in the right gear, so that if you're driving fast and those kinds of things, that you can drive at normal speeds when you're in four-wheel drive high. Low is if you need to keep the car in a lower gear, like to tow something. And then this other button that you can keep on and off, it's most likely going to be off, is a downhill assist. If you were driving down a really steep mountain range or a steep incline, it actually just powers the car down. Actually just, well, that's kind of hard to explain. It actually just powers the car without you putting your foot on the gas or the brake. It actually powers the car like in steps, like chick, 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 chick. Like if you've ever hit a car that, like pressed on a car that has anti-lock brakes, and just kind of how it sort of like did it in steps, like chick, 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 chick. I don't know if this is really making any sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but it would actually just power the car down a really steep incline for you, so you're not riding the brakes the whole time. And we can talk about that a little bit more, and I can probably explain it a little bit better. Cup holders right here, and then the center console thing here opens up, and it's just storage inside. But then you see these little parts right here. So when this is down, this big part opens it. But these little things that are under it actually make these parts slide out so that you could use them like armrests. And then the larger one at the bottom actually opens it. Then you've got the moonroof. Moonroof controls here. This is going to open the moonroof all the way. And these are it's just one touch, open, close. And then if I push the button to close it, it just closes by itself. That's just pushing the button this way. And then if I push this top here, just pops up, oh, you can't really see it, just pops up the back of it, just to give it like a little bit of angle. So that just tilts the back of it. This button that's right here called Safety Connect, this is like Lexus's version of OnStar. So, and this is working for you guys right now. You're going to get a year trial of this for free. If while you are out, anytime in the car, you are in an accident, you need roadside assistance, anything like that, you push this button, a live person will connect to you automatically, and then they stay on the phone with you while they're calling help or sending help out to you. And it's just a really great feature, and you get that free for 1 year. And then inside of here is actually Sunglass Compartment, and peel this out here so you can see what I'm talking about. This is also going to be in your car. So it does two things. It is right when you push it down like this, it's just a mirror that lets you look into the back. And then if you pull it a little bit harder, you can actually put your sunglasses in there. So this is how you're immediately going to be like, hey girls, what's going on back there? And then right up here, you've got Homelink System. I know you're probably not at all going to be able to see this. I don't know how to get a good angle of it. There's 3 little buttons on the rear view mirror that you're going to be able to program your garage door openers right into. So that's what those little 3 buttons are. And I will talk to you about how to do that, and I'll explain that to you on the phone. I think that is it for the front of the car. I'm going to just make another quick video that shows you a little bit of stuff with the navigation system, and then just another video that will show you a little bit more about the back seat. Talk to you later.